Hey, my name is Amy, and if your dog is having joint and or mobility issues, you have come to the right video. A video I wish I had found when I needed it for my girl, Asha. So the reason I'm making this, like I said, is I was desperate for answers for something that was going to help my girl after all else had failed. So to give a quick backstory, Asha had a torn CCL, which I know is very common in dogs. She had the surgery to repair it, and 2 years later had a plate rejection, and that plate had to be removed. So she underwent 2 major orthopedic surgeries, probably good 2 years of physical therapy off and on. And one day she woke up and could not use her back legs. So I was on the floor with her in tears, just heartbroken, thinking that was the end for my girl. And I couldn't accept that. So I was desperate to find anything that would help her extend her life with quality of life, and went down a rabbit hole of research, finding anything that might work. And that's why I'm making this video for you today, to put together all the things that I came up with. A video, like I said, I wish I had access to when I was in that very sad place, not knowing what to do to help her. So I don't have any financial connection to any of these products. I can't guarantee that they work. I don't get any kickbacks. I don't have any connections to the companies that sell them. I'm just a dog mama that wants to help other families and their babies, because I know how common these issues are and how heartbreaking it is to see your dog not be able to get up. So the first thing that I found was these grip socks. I cannot recommend them enough. So when dogs are struggling to use their legs, especially their back legs, getting up is really hard. It's like the scramble to stand up, and their legs may or may not even be able to pick them up, or the deer on ice thing. So these things are critical to have. They have these grippy things on the front and back, and then they have these Velcro straps to secure them in place. These are a game changer. So a lot of us, like I do, have hardwood floors or flooring throughout the homes now, and those are the worst thing for dogs that are struggling to use their back legs. So these help give them the traction that they need to be able to stand up and not do the slide out. I was surprised when I put them on her. She just kind of walked off. She didn't do the whole paw hold up, I can't walk type thing. She just seemed comfortable right away. So that was really good. The only thing I would tell you from experience is take them off if they're going outside when it's like dewy out in the morning or it's wet. You don't want these to get wet and stay on their feet, because it'll trap moisture and that could cause an infection, sores, etc. So just make sure to keep them dry. I got these off of Amazon. They have tons of sellers that make these, and all kinds of different sizes, varieties, etc. I feel like some work better than others. This one I did like a lot. I think it might have been called Tiger Paws. I'm not sure, but this is what it looks like. So that is number one. Throw rugs as much as you can. Throw them around the house if you don't have carpeting. This will really make a difference and give your dog places that they can lay and safely get up from. Any of those play mats that children use, those cushion mats, anything that helps protect them from having to stand up on a slick floor. The next thing I found were these stair pads, because of course our stairs are wood as well. And so I got these stair pads also off of Amazon. They're sticky on the back, but the cool thing is that they are sticky enough where they don't slide on your step, but they don't damage your stair, and you can pick them up easily, throw them in the wash, and put them back down, and they're still gonna stick. They're not gonna damage the step. So these are great to have. Stairs are a great danger to your dog when they have mobility issues. In fact, she had a tumble down the stairs and tore her other CCL. So make sure your stairs are protected from or for them, so they have some traction when they're going up and down the stairs. That is huge. The other thing you might want to get is a help them up harness. It's basically a body sling that goes under their body and helps you take some weight off of their hind to aid them outside, stand up, stairs, whatever, especially if your dog obviously is large and not really of the size to be picked up. She's my smaller dog. She's 60 pounds and our other dog is 130. So when you're dealing with the larger breed dogs that you can't just pick up, those help them up harnesses really help. The other thing I found for floors, again, Amazon is awesome. They have anything and everything. So I found this set. It's a cleaner and a spray, and what it does is it creates a film on your floor, which you actually can't see or really feel or tell. Like it's not something you wouldn't want to have on your floor because it makes it have a weird texture, but it does decrease the slip factor. So it's an anti-traction wash. So when you're washing your floors, you just put this in with what you're washing and it creates an anti-slip surface. And then when you're done, you spray this anti-slip treatment spray on your floors, and together those create some traction on your floors for your pups. So that is also a really helpful thing to have. One of the biggest things that I did that made all the difference in the world for my girl, the single most important thing, aside from making sure your floors are not slippery, is acupuncture. I was not a believer in acupuncture when I started, but I wasn't anti either. I just didn't have enough information to know about it, if it was an effective treatment. But at that point, I had done everything for her and I was just willing to try anything to help save her at that point. And I thought it's worth a shot. So I decided to start acupuncture, and within a week, she was walking fabulously. So that blew my mind with how quick and effective it was. And she's been getting acupuncture ever since. I swear by it. We started with every week treatments and then moved to every other week, every 3 weeks, once a month. Anything less than once a month, I think, is, I saw her regress. So you definitely want to try to get them to the monthly and then keep them there. But it is unbelievable how acupuncture works. I am sold. I was saying that to her vet, and she even admitted that before she was trained on it, she kind of shared my mindset, like, don't know. And once she started using it, she was mind blown at the dogs that she didn't think would ever walk again. Serious neurological cases, serious orthopedic cases, and my dog has both, by the way. So not only did she tear her CCLs, but she has degenerative disc disease, severe arthritis in her hips, and hip dysplasia. So my poor baby has a lot going on. So in addition to her orthopedic stuff, she also has neuropathy that affects her nerves and all that kind of thing. So tremendously effective, cannot recommend it enough. And that's why I always tell people, get pet insurance before you need it, because once you need it, it's too late. It's now a pre-existing condition. But having pet insurance in place when you do need it prevents you from having to make life and death decisions that you might not want to make based on money. So even if your dog already has some issues going on, I would still get it because it'll cover anything else that might come up. I've done a lot of research and I've gone through a few different companies. The one that I use currently is Embrace Pet Insurance. And what I like about them is that they don't have an age limit. So I had a cat that was 23 and he was insured through them. The prices do increase with age, of course. Every year they go up, but they are very quick and easy to reimburse. I've not had any issues, and I've had hundreds of claims probably at this point between all my rescue animals. So they're fabulous. Again, I have no affiliation to the company, but I'm just trying to save you guys and make it as easy as possible because I know how hard it is to go through this with our babies. The last thing I'm going to mention, actually before that, I will give a cautionary word about ramps. It's very tempting to use ramps when our dogs are struggling with steps or getting in and out of the car. They can be a great help, but please make sure that whatever ramp you choose holds your dog's weight. and that they're very, very, very sturdy. So I had thought and thoroughly researched the ramp that I had bought for her. But as soon as she used it, I was taking her in and out of the car to the surgeon and to the physical therapy right after her plate was put in. And that ramp collapsed under her and she fell on, of course, that leg, which is what caused her plate rejection 2 years later. So please be careful when it comes to ramps. All right, now, last thing I'm going to mention is supplements. Again, this is not an endorsement. This is not a recommendation. This is just a dog mom saying this is what my research has shown me is most important and what's really helped. So Dasequin makes a joint supplement. The one with MSM in it is the one that you want to get. If your dog is older, whether they have bone and joint issues or not, you want them on this supplement. This is critical, but if they do have them, they absolutely need to be on this. They make another one that has eggshell in it apparently, and that one's even better, I've been told by the vets. But this bag is big and it's still pretty full, and this is not cheap. So I'm gonna get through this before I get the eggshell one. I usually get this on Chewy. If you watch their sales, sometimes you can get a really good deal on these, and with Black Friday coming up, they might have something going on. Also, if you use Chewy a lot, Chewy now has a new rewards program, which I have found has saved me a ton of money, so highly recommend. Finally, I was recently told about something that's kind of very new and hot on the research circles in terms of using peptides to treat joint and mobility issues in dogs. A vet told me about this. He didn't know much about it yet, but he was very curious in finding out. He said that one of his friends had told him about the use of peptides and he had used it on himself and had prevented him from needing a back surgery. And so I dug around and found some valid and reliable research studies that do show some good effectiveness in dogs. I can't say whether or not this works because I am just starting it with her, but what I have read sounds a little miraculous. So I'm praying that it works as good as they're saying. They're saying that this is kind of a game changer. The one cautionary thing that I have read is that if your dog has cancer or tumors of any kind, do not use peptides, because what it does is causes rapid regeneration of blood vessels. And if there's a tumor or cancer, that can really stimulate that growth. But what it does for dogs without cancer is it helps really regenerate what we need to get better with them. So the peptide is very specific. It's called BPC157. So I started digging and doing research, like, where can I find this? Where can I buy it? I finally found a website called Ageless Humans that sells it in a supplement. They pair it with another peptide chain called TB500. I think it's thymosin beta 500. And they put it in this liquid called Protex Pets. You just, for her weight, I didn't happen to notice what it was for other dogs, but I just give her a dropper full once a day with food. We literally just started this, so I cannot speak to the effectiveness, but I'm telling you that what I'm reading is saying that this is drastic in terms of helping. It's worth a try. So the other thing I do for her that I didn't mention is K-laser, and that can be done at the vet's office, and that's just a laser that's run over the area. It's just another way to reduce inflammation. She also gets underwater treadmill. So we do lots of things, but I'm praying that this video reaches you in a time that you are searching for the answers I was, and can try these things and see a huge difference with your dog who needs support in this time of life. You and your pets are in my prayers, and I send you all the love in the world. Good luck, and God bless you and your baby.